Yeah, so today is regatta day, and I came down here to be able to see if I can talk about a few things. I don't know what it's going to be like, really, with all the sound in the background, but I'll try my best. This cannot be happening in a small town like this, you think, but it can. And actually, it can be done a lot easier, I think, because you people basically handed over all information about me and kept information that I needed for my well-being to be able to make my life the best that it possibly could be. You don't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. There's a lot of things that were just taken. Didn't that frighten you guys? No. Was that totally covered up too? Do you guys even remember anything? Do you guys sit down and wonder what if? Not so much in my life, but in your own life. Okay, let's just pick someone that I went to high school with. Boom, all of a sudden, you know what? I'm going to change your memories. I'm going to get there and I'm just going to take a few out. I mean, when people have a fire, they say the worst thing is losing all of the pictures. My life sucks so much. Number one, I didn't even take a lot of pictures. Number two, I actually lost the memories. I mean, you're only as whole as all of your parts, you know? I had a lot of my parts taken. Not only that, while we're forced in there, I mean, there's been many times that I had to question things that I was doing as if it was me doing it, but why? And it would be stupid things. I mean, like a self-sabotage type of thing. I mean, is that me? Is it because I've been raped so much? Or is it because that's what these people needed to happen? I mean, really, if someone can be that ticked off at you, that they are willing to do all of these things, well, or they have the capacity to be able to do all of these things, well, you know what? Just how pathetic is he? Just how pathetic can someone be that they would just get there and cause children to become for power? It certainly wasn't because there was any love there or anything. I mean, I never even got a dinner. Oh, I bet you all your newbies laughed at that part for a long time. Blame me for it, taking away the part that, my children were born from a rape I didn't even know about, just because of the way you people treated me, so that he knew. He knew he would be able to get away with it. And that's what you've done. I mean, basically, all of these snobby types, you're basically prostitutes for how you prostitute children and women out by protecting these men. That's what you've done. You dress up in nice clothes, but you look like a harlot. No, you don't have to think or push people down to feel good about yourselves, to have people honor you. Jesus, you can even be a dirtbag. A total dirtbag. Look at Hobo Bill. A lot of people went to his funeral. Of course, that, what's his name, Bill Rowe, he even had to laugh at him there. He is such a pig. He has no respect. Personally, my opinion, I used to hate phoning into the radio show when he was working. That's another bit of power that this man has. Let me tell you, if he doesn't want you talking, you can't talk. Then people could say it was because of what it was that I was talking about. Exactly. It was because of what I was talking about. I mean, I yelled at my children. You have a certain perspective that is correct. However, can you imagine having the city planning that I know you're having a heart attack and I know how to be able to block it off, that ambulance won't get there. And then I also have the doctor working for me. I've had so many things happen to me and you people laughed at me for it, and I was trying to talk about it the whole time. Or is that why you hated me? Is that why I had to be so ridiculed all the time? Because I did have something to say. And it's only one person doing a little bit here, another person doing a little bit here. People are not putting it all together. But in one person's situation, in one person's story, that's a very, very scary circumstance. That's a lot of power for one person to be able to have. I mean, you're not safe. If I'm not safe, you're not safe. Not as me threatening you, but talk to me. Of course, nobody ever does when it comes to having a conversation. Give me a half hour and I can tell you all of the places and situations where this man has power, that he would be able to just destroy your life. And nobody would be able to do anything about it. And that's pretty much the way that it is, too. That's exactly the way that it is. So now my children are being trained to be able to hate mom because, I mean, that's what he wants. That's what he needs for more public ridicule. That's what he wants, to be able to train your children and to be able to do it right in front of your faces. And you people passed it over to him. I have called everywhere. I've knocked on every one of your doors. I begged you people in my community to be able to help me. You know, it's not you have to like one or like the other. But my Jesus Christ, you don't have to destroy somebody. I wouldn't have yelled. I would have been an excellent mother. I did try very, very hard. Just because someone might have a mental health issue, or maybe because someone has depression, or someone has gone through rapes, doesn't mean that you have to go and write them off. Just what kind of people are you? But that you know you've done it. You know exactly what you've done to me. And my children too. I used to turn around and end up yelling at my children after I go for a walk. Beg my children when I was out in my laundry room, just leave mom alone right now because that's what I need. I was frightened to death 24 hours a day for the past 15 years. And I went and I asked every one of you for some sort of help. Yeah, you've seen a stressed out mother. You caused a lot of it. Now I do take responsibility, but my Jesus Christ, nobody can do everything on their own. I was totally on my own, ridiculed every time I walked the streets. It's only a couple of Sundays ago that I got persecuted again. That's what it's like, a great big old persecution walking around in St. John's. It's not much of a life. I have nothing good to say about you people. There's a few, I painted them pictures. Everyone that's been nice to me, every other one of you have been nothing but complete assholes. And that's exactly what it's been like. You might have seen me as a bitch yelling, or maybe I stuck up my finger. Yeah, I stuck up my finger at you. You know what? Big deal. You had me raped, you watched my children being taken. You've done everything to me and I stuck up my finger to you. Oh my God. And then I went to Ottawa, tried to fight for your rights as I stuck up my finger. I have nothing. I just cannot go and say anything. This is another thing. It's like a sound symposium down here. He's got everything. Control. You talk about, it's like Pablo's dog. He puts you in very stressful situations, and then you hear certain sounds like that, or a certain car horn beeping. I mean, that's our fire department, our police stations, and our ambulances. This man is playing with these things as if they were like toys to be able to intimidate. It's like a big joke. You know, you guys who are working in those ambulance cars and the guys that are working in the fire department, like, you know, maybe we should all sit down and talk. Is he making these fake calls so that, you know, certain sounds go by, or are you just doing it? Are you people like, then I sound crazy, which it does sound crazy, but maybe I should start documenting about how many times an ambulance would have its siren going and then stop right where I was too. Right mid. Stop their siren. Stop right in the middle of the street as I was walking. That's just to frighten me. That was just to frighten me. Same with the few fire departments. Maybe it's only one or two that are working in there causing all the trouble. I mean, all I see is the truck. But that's what they're doing. And you people party with them? You people listen to them? I mean, I went to one house party and I didn't even, it had to be him, I suppose. I didn't see him. I was walking down the stairs. That was at Andy Jones' house. I went out and I went, oh my God, maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I'm not being treated so badly. Maybe it's going to work out right now. Maybe it's just, the people I have around. Maybe it's just what the social workers have done to me. No, not a moment's peace. Not one moment. I'd like for one of you guys to come up to me and start asking me questions. I mean, I would answer them. I don't even have to think about it. If anything, I'll be clipping how that, it all fits together. How this person got away with that. That's the biggest kind of rejection that anyone could possibly go through. But you know what? It isn't, because it was never me that I was rejected. I was used. Absolutely used. My children and my body and my life were used for this man to be able to go and just test out power. And that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. And that's a hard thing to be able to come through. I am absolutely frightened to death for my children. I've called everywhere. I've called every lawyer in the phone book. I have done and gone everywhere that I possibly can. It's had an effect on me like you would not believe. It's time that my side of the story started getting out. I mean, for the amount that you people hate me, just what the hell are you thinking? Like, what are you thinking that I've done? Like, what makes it justified what you have done to me? What have I done to you? What have I done to you? I walked these streets since I was a little girl. I've done everything, and all you people do is just treat me like shit everywhere I go. And I stand up for myself. That's what I've done. I've actually stood up. And you hate me for it. Well, what am I supposed to do? I did roll over and die. Jesus, didn't you see it? I mean, or smell it? For God's sakes, it was like walking around like a dead person. I mean, you literally cut my brain out. That's what you did. And then every time that I would walk, you took every step from me. I couldn't even go anywhere. Not one place, not one moment, not one day could I just sit down and be able to be myself and not have to put up with the BS that you people put me through. Have to sit there and be ridiculed and mocked and laughed at, and I have to sit there like I got some sort of confidence. That's what I did. I don't have. How could anybody have possible confidence going to go through that for over a decade? It's impossible. And then if I did try to dress up, and you'd laugh at me for it. And the reason why you laugh at me for it, how dare I even go out? Look what I got on, for God's sakes. That's what you did to me. Oh, heaven forbid I should try to go out and try to see if I can find a job, try to see if I could go and do anything. No, Michelle. You just stick in your house and you smoke your cigarettes and don't you dare go out. That's what my life has been like. I mean, to the point that these little rich bastard types, or I shouldn't say that, but all these rich boys, you know what? They think that they can get away with anything. Rape is like a joke to them. Then they have their friends, their girlfriends that hang out with them, help them out, and think that they're strong people for it and cool for it. Oh, yeah. Let's go and rape a few people. That's what the girls are like down here, and they intimidate the ones that do get raped, thinking that they're oh so hot. They're not. They're ugly. They're the most ugliest people in the world. But they know how to fake it, and you people lap into it like a dog that eats its own vomit. That's what you're like.